Real estate agents is one of these with which AI voice agents work best. That's why today I bring the most complete real estate agent inside AI voice for you guys built inside n8n and Retell AI. So yeah, without further ado, let's go into the build. So to start this real estate AI voice agent, we are gonna come to Retell AI. So let's log in. So once here, what we are gonna do is click on create an agent. We can use actually conversation flow agents, which are becoming a bit popular right now, but as it's for beginners, we're gonna leave it a bit more simple, but that is gonna work also really good for real estate agents. That is gonna be a single prompt agent. We're gonna start from blank. So inside the agent, we can change here the name. In this case, I'm gonna call it real estate agent. There you go. Then we're gonna go with Faro Mini. Here, Chimo, I've never tried it. I mean, we could try Chimo. And here we're gonna go with the English of the US. In functions, we will be adding them later, and here you don't have to change anything more. So responsiveness, enable transcript formatting, we need this. Here we're not gonna change anything in knowledge base either. Max call duration, I'm gonna actually put it around 10 minutes only. And of call silence, like only 2 minutes, it's okay for me, because if not, the price of the call is gonna skyrocket a lot. Pause before speaking, well, maybe a bit, 0.5 seconds. And here post-call analysis, we don't want actually right now at least. Security and fallback. Okay, so we are good. Then we're gonna also put the define begin message, which we will add right now with the prompt. So I'm gonna add here the prompt, as you can see, and I'm gonna add the first message here. Copying the first one that we have here. There you go. And I'm gonna add it here. Perfect. Save this. Okay, so with this set, we are gonna go now into functions, and we are gonna create 4 functions. 2 of the calendar theme, check availability and book an appointment, and 1 in order to get information of a property in case a lead wants to sell his property, and another one to get the information of or the name of the property that the lead wants to buy in case he wants to buy a property. So let's go into it. So we're gonna go here, we're gonna add, and first thing we're gonna add is the 2 custom ones. So I'm gonna add here description underscore by underscore property. There you go. The description, we are gonna put something like this. There you go. And inside parameters, we actually want some parameters, but it's a bit complicated to format the JSON starting from here. So we're gonna click on example 1. And I'm gonna copy in this case the description I had already here, paste it, sorry. So there you go. We're gonna also put here description underscore property, and we are gonna put a description. Actually, I'm gonna change it to a description underscore by property, as we are gonna have another one for shell. There you go. Perfect. We're gonna put speak during execution, and we're gonna put here, let me check if the property is available for a viewing. There you go. Speak after execution, we're gonna leave that there. So your URL, inside your URL, we are gonna add the n8n webhook that we are gonna get to start the scenario and collect the data and do the functions that we want to do. So I'm gonna go now into n8n to get that webhook. So here I am in n8n. Just create your account in a free trial right now, so you could go also in a free trial of 14 days. And we are gonna click here on create workflow. We're gonna go here and we're gonna select the webhook. Start with the webflow. So when are we respond? This is the part that is gonna be important. Is when the respond to webhook node. This one is gonna be really important because we're gonna respond with that whether the property is available or not. Perfect. So we're gonna in this case select the post. There you go, and we are gonna click to copy URL, and we are gonna paste it here. There you go. Perfect. We are gonna click on save, and now we're gonna go to create the second one. That is gonna be the description in case this lead wants to sell his property. So I've named it in this case description underscore share underscore property. And we're gonna ask for 4 things instead of 1 like the previous function. We're gonna ask for the street, the number of bedrooms, the price that he wants to sell, the property, and if it's a flat or a detached house. Important thing to know. So we're gonna leave that in the description. Oh, so I've put this description. There you go. And here we are gonna go with, for example, example 3, where we have several names, which is gonna be useful because in this case there are gonna be 4 properties. The type object, this one is gonna be exactly the same, but here inside properties we're gonna be changing. Okay, first of all is gonna be the street, and the description is gonna be the next one. The street of the property the lead wants to sell, and I put a silly example, Broadway 123. Okay, perfect. So we are also gonna put here the number underscore bedrooms. I'm gonna put here actually this as a number instead of a string. There you go. And the description is gonna be the next one. So I put the number of bedrooms the property of the lead has, only I'll put the number, example 3. Perfect. So now we are gonna add actually another 2 more properties. So we're gonna come here and gonna put a comma. There you go. And we're gonna start adding. So we're gonna come 1, 2, 3 spaces, 4 actually. We're gonna put here, and we are gonna go with the flat underscore detached. Okay. We're gonna close this. We are gonna open here this curly brackets. So with a space, curly bracket, and we're gonna start. There you go. And here we're gonna put that the type, say one more, that the type is a string. Perfect. There you go. Again, opening until here, and we're gonna put the description, which is gonna be, there you go. And to finish, what we are gonna do is click there, space, 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 and here we're gonna put another one, and there you go. As you can see, the error has gone out. So now I'm actually gonna do the same thing, but for the price. Actually, it's also easier if you want, guys. You can come here and you can go to add another one. How would it be? So what you have to do is, for example, you could copy this part, paste it and copy until there, go here, add until here, paste, and we can change everything here. So instead of that, we could go with price here and change here the description. If you prefer, both methods are good. So I've changed the type of price to number, and the price in dollars the lead asks for the property. That's the description. And now we're gonna change the required. I'm gonna put that is required the 4 of them. So the street, there you go, and I'm gonna bring it here. Let's add later a comma. Remember, it has to be within these little dots. With the comma, let's go. I'm gonna add here the price. There you go. Paste it. Comma. Let's go with the number bedrooms. Paste it here. And let's copy the last one, that is gonna be the flat or detached. There you go. Copy it. Paste it here. Perfect. We're gonna put a speed during the execution, and we're gonna tell that let me collect all the info. And finally, we are gonna add the same URL we added before. There you go. There you go. Perfect. I'm gonna save it. Yep. Perfect. And we have already these 2 functions that were the difficult ones. Now let's go to add the easy ones to add, that are the cal.com ones. So we are gonna click here on that. We're gonna check calendar availability, and now it's the time to go into cal.com. So here I am in cal.com, and we're gonna go inside to add our type ID and our API key. Once here, even with the free trial, what we're gonna do is get into our main event, the one we're gonna use actually. Then we're gonna take this number that's here between this question mark and this line, and we're gonna take that number and bring it into Retell and paste it inside the event type ID. Perfect. So the description is gonna be changed a bit. Well, we could leave it the same. I mean, okay. So what would you then have to do is come into settings and take there your API key from cal.com to add it here, and click then on save. I'm gonna change, by the way, my time zone to Europe, Madrid. If you're in Europe, just change Europe slash and the main city of your country, as well as if you're in the US, just put America slash New York if you are not in Los Angeles. So we're gonna finally add another one, which is gonna be the book on the calendar. Click here on the event type ID. We're gonna copy again this part, bring it here and paste it, changing again the time zone, and of course pasting here your API key from call.com. We are gonna test for the first time here in test audio. For that, first we are gonna click on immediately to test it right now, because we will add later the response to webhook and we will change this later. That's why we're gonna click here and we are gonna test it right now. There you go.
Hello there, I am Max, the assistant of the real estate agent James Williams. How can I help you?
Yeah, so I wanted to sell my property.
Great, James is open to buy some more properties. For that, I will need to collect some information from you. Can you please provide me with the street address, the number of bedrooms, whether it is a flat or a detached house, and the price you're looking for?
Yeah, so the street is Imaginary Street 123, the number of bedrooms is 3, it's a flat, and the price I am looking for is $1 million.
Let me collect that data to pass it to James so that he can get in contact with you. Thank you for providing the information. I've passed it along to James and he will get in contact with you soon. If you have any more questions...
Okay, let's end the call and see that we have exactly received here all the data that we wanted. So to look at that info, what we have to do is basically add IFA data and edit fields, which I will delete later. But if we go down, we are gonna find inside here args in the body. You go to args and we're gonna find here the arguments that we wanted. Exactly the number of bedrooms I said that it was 3, the price, the street, the flat detached, exactly. And we have also the name of the function that we are gonna actually use here. That's gonna be a really good thing because we are gonna be able to add everything and select between the roots depending on the function. That's why right now I'm gonna delete this part and I'm gonna bring here a flow in which we're gonna add an if. There you go. I'm gonna delete this one. So the first if is gonna be that if the part that I said before, I'm gonna take this down and it's gonna be actually inside the here this part. There you go, is equal to description underscore sell property. Perfect. So in this case we can test it and see that it's gonna be true. Exactly, true branch item. Perfect. So in the false part we are gonna add another if actually. There you go. To see that if actually that part, this one, I'm gonna take it, copy it and paste it here with an expression. It's equal instead to the other function that is the description underscore by underscore property. There you go. Perfect. By the way, we are gonna also have to include here inside agent level webhook URL the URL here, the webhook again, to get the transcript at the end of the call. That way we can add it there. It's gonna trigger always the start of the call. Retell has that disadvantage, but that's why what we are doing here the part of ifs, because that way we can identify which ones and which route we have to take. Now we're gonna do another test but to see the part of basically call started and call ended. That's why I'm gonna start the test.
Hello there, I am Max, the assistant of the real estate agent James Williams. How can I help you?
I'm sorry, it was a mistake.
No problem at all. If you have any questions or need assistance, feel free to ask. I'm here.
Perfect. As you can see, we got there the info and we have to see here what's the reason that actually brought us here. That is this part, the event. So we are gonna actually change here this part where we are gonna add another if. There you go. We're gonna go with if, and this if is gonna be to the event. So it's gonna be if this part is call underscore ended. So if it isn't and it's just call started, it's gonna go to false, and here we're not gonna add anything. If it's true, we are gonna add here the things to add the transcript and everything. So let's go finally to start this. I'm gonna do another test with the description cell property. Perfect, so I've done this test. Now we are gonna go actually into add a Airtable module to basically create a record. There you go. So I don't have here my credentials. I'm gonna go right now into Airtable. To create your creation, you just have to put here the access token from several bases. So I've created here a base, and we are gonna debate everything because I'm gonna build several tables. In one table, we're gonna include all the leads that we got. In other table, we're gonna have the part of all the properties that James has to sell so that we can check if one is available or not. And in the third table, we are gonna basically add there the information of sell property. Okay, so I've created these columns for phone number, street number, bedrooms, flat or detached, and price. So I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna change because I was doing a test. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna change it a bit here, and I'm gonna change it back to real estate n8n. Perfect. So phone number, we will be able to add it if we weren't testing it by here. So that's why I'm gonna add by a bit description for you, like add when testing with a phone. Okay, so when we were testing with a phone instead with Retell part, we will be able to put it. Okay, so here in the street, we are gonna place this part here. We are gonna go to price and we are gonna add it here. The flat or detached, we're gonna add it here, and the number of bedrooms, we're gonna add it here. There you go. We'll be having everything. Let's test the step to see that it works, and we have added everything. Perfect. We can actually send now a notification to the real estate agent with a Gmail, for example. Let's go with send a message. There you go. And you could put here an XXX email, for example, at gmail.com. And here you add the email of the real estate agent, just informing that new property to buy, let's say, a lead wants to sell. There you go, perfect. And once here, we're gonna put text and say, hey, the name I used was James. Hey, James Williams, a new lead wants to sell his property. Go check the Airtable. And we will have to add here the link to the Airtable and everything. Perfect. So we are gonna click here and just let that notification. We are gonna go now with the part of buying the property. Let's go into it. So I've already done the test for the buy property function within Retell. I've created this table with some information of the number of bedrooms, the garage, the street, the number of bathrooms, and the price. And once we get that information inside the webhook of n8n, what we are gonna do here is add an AI agent. There you go. We are gonna define it here, and we are gonna tell the prompt to do the next thing. So we're gonna go into call, and we are gonna give here the description of the property. To here description of the property the lead wants to buy. Perfect. And then we're gonna include here a system message where we're gonna tell him and basically to use the system of Airtable to check if it's available. That's why I'm gonna add right now here another field that it's gonna be available with an interrogation, and we are gonna put the single select, and we're gonna add the option of available for viewing. We are gonna put sold. We are gonna put reserved. So from this on, we're gonna select randomly, and now we're gonna write this prompt. Perfect. So I've just written the prompt. With this set, we are gonna click down, and before everything, of course, we have to add in this case the chat model. We could use Gemini. I'm gonna use in this case GPT. For all minutes, it's gonna be okay in this case. If not, we could use GPT for all. Whatever you prefer, I prefer for all mini because of the tokens. So now what we're gonna do is basically add a tool that is gonna be an Airtable tool. I've done a test, and what we have to go is here into record, get, but instead of this, we are gonna go with search. So we're gonna go with our base, our table, which is a list of properties, and here we are gonna return actually everything. We don't want to add anything more. We're gonna leave it there. So it's gonna search all the records, all the table to see where it is. So I've done a test, as you can see, but we can test it again. So with the information we had, we can say that the user is referring to the property 100 at the bird located and is currently available. With this set, we would then later add the webhook, which we are gonna add all of them together. So now we're gonna go to the final two branches. Remember that we only want the one of call ended, because if it's call started, we are not gonna do anything. So we have to go now with the call ended, which we are going to include the transcript and all that types of things. To do a test, I'm going to actually show you how I would do it. I just click here.
Hello there, I am Max, the assistant of the real estate agent, James Williams. How can I help you?
I don't need anything, thanks. Sorry.
That's perfectly fine.
And now we just got the info of call ended. We're going to basically get inside Airtable, and here the last table that we are going to add here is basically all the info of the calls, where we're going to add the typical phone number, the transcript, the recording URL, all these type of things. Okay, so here I've done it. I've put phone number, transcript, recording URL, call cost, and the call analysis. So what we are going to do now is basically come here, go to Airtable, and we are going to go into create a record. So we are gonna basically come here, choose our base that we have here, go to the table, call analysis that we just got. Here in phone number, remember that we are gonna do the test through the website. So we are not gonna be able to add it, but just imagine that if we were doing the test with phone number, which would be more difficult for me to show you, we will just add it here. And inside the transcript, what we are gonna do is come down here and go for the transcript, and we are gonna find it here. There you go. With the recording URL, we just have to go a bit down, and we will find it around here. There you go. And the call cost that is gonna be here down. Total duration unit price. As I said, do a test. There you go, and we're gonna find it here. Be careful with the things you have here. Actually, I've added it as a number, the call cost, so be careful with this. It should actually be a currency. There you go. Perfect. And yeah, this is how it works. So now we're gonna go to the part of sending webhook notes, because we need to include the webhook in these two parts to inform the assistant that the action has been completed. So we're gonna start with this one. Let's go to a webhook, and we're gonna go with respond to webhook. We are gonna test first of all with text, because it's obviously easier, to add it with text. So I've put here the information has been collected successfully, and here inside this webhook, we are gonna do, let's go with text, and what we are gonna do is basically get the output of this agent. So I'm gonna have to do again a test. So basically I've done just a test, and what we have to do first of all is change this to webhook note. Okay, really important there. So later what we have to go is come here, and I'm gonna include the information here so that we can test this part. Have to add, by the way, another webhook in case here, which is gonna be first time coming item. Yeah, let's leave it like this, for example. And yes, I'm gonna test it again. We're gonna go to do a test.
Hello there, I am Max, the assistant of the real estate agent, James Williams. How can I help you?
Yeah, so I wanted to buy a property.
That is great. Can you tell me the name or describe the property you are interested in buying?
Yeah, so I wanted the property from St. James Street with 3 bedrooms.
Let me check if the property is available for a viewing. I'm sorry, but the property on St. James Street with 3 bedrooms is currently marked as sold and is not available for a viewing. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
No thanks, that's all. Bye. So guys, as you can see, the AI agent analyzed that information, and it told us that it's sold and it's not available for viewing. Perfect. I'm gonna test the part of the sell property to see how we can collect that information, and I'm also gonna test the part of the transcript.
Hello there. I am Max, the assistant of the real estate agent, James Williams. How can I help you?
Yeah, so I wanted to sell my property.
Great. James is open to buy some more properties. For that, I will need to collect some information from you. Could you please provide me with the street address, the number of bedrooms, whether it is a flat or a detached house, and the price you are looking for?
Yeah, so it's on the street Broadway 123. It has 3 bedrooms. It's a flat house, and also the price is $1 million.
Let me collect that data to pass it to James so that he can get in contact with you. Thank you for providing the information. It has been collected successfully, and James will get in contact with you soon. If you have any more questions or need further assistance, feel free to ask. Have a great day.
Bye. And there you go. We got exactly the transcript, but it's gonna be added here. So I use the same example for Broadway. It's no problem. We will just change it, and here we have it. Actually, it has the same call cost, but as you can see, the transcript changed. And we have here the recording URLs to actually listen to the transcript. So we will come here, should actually take a look at it inside the Apple Studio. Perfect. So this has been the project of a complete real estate agent inside n8n within Retell. So guys, this has been all for the video. I hope you've enjoyed and you learned how to build this complete AI voice agent inside Retell and n8n for real estate agents. The end of the day is really complete and it covers all the parts that a real estate agent would need. So yeah, again, thanks for watching. Remember, you can book a call in the description, and see you in the next one.